from Lagos, Nigeria. He weighed in at 199.5 pounds. Olanrewaju Durodola. He comes to us tonight from Natal, South Africa. He weighed in at 198.5 pounds. Please welcome Thabiso "The Rock" Mchunu. Right now, our referee, David Fields, has our fighters' final instructions.
Okay, gentlemen, schedule to box 10 rounds for the NABF Championship. I've gone over the rules in the dressing room. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
Mchunu, meanwhile, he also has on a hot streak. He has won 4 in a row. Of his 9 KOs, 4 have come in the first round. It's underway. NABF Cruiserweight Title scheduled for 10 rounds.
Before world rated Thabiso Mchunu. Mchunu is a tremendous
time that Durodola has fought a left-hander. We ask you,
and landed that nice left hand again. He did it right there.
Mchunu went back to South Africa to train, came back to the U.S. a little over 2 weeks ago to get acclimated.
Content on just sitting on the outside and kind of pot-shotting Durodola. I'm going to stay outside and outbox him, but with a guy like Mchunu, sometimes he's a very big puncher, and you know, he's not really coming forward too fast against Thabiso in this first round.
Teams young in the season, BJ, they're beating teams they're supposed to, but nonetheless.
Back, it happens in a lot of young fighters' careers, but, you know, coming in great shape and obviously taking this fight very seriously.
And number 4's BJ mentioned on WBC.
Look at the right foot of Mchunu on the outside, stepping on the foot of Durodola. Both guys are on each other's feet. That's
right in the corner in front of us. Round 1 comes to an end.
Experienced much more dangerous situations. Durodola was a police officer for several years in Lagos.
That was a slip, by the way. A slip? No, it's a knockdown. A knockdown. He takes a quick punch. A knockdown.
In Nigeria someday, and he hopes to one day become Inspector General, the highest position in the Nigerian police force.
All right, thank you, Chris. Trying to fight his way out of a corner now is Durodola.
Stay right back to center and be right back on balance and position to counter perfectly. And you know, Durodola's a little surprised, Kenny, to be honest with you.
Fighter is pretty obvious there in the green trunks, and he has about a 5-inch reach advantage.
Not the way he wanted the first 2 rounds to start. Situation, Durodola needs to start working his jab. He tries to come in and land that right hand on the body, but hook, and you know, Mchunu's just he's hooked at this point in the fight.
Very strong start for Mchunu.
Actually, on the left foot of Durodola, he leans back, shoots a left hand to the chest, and a
round in which Larry Hazard scored it 10-8-4.
You see Mchunu sliding in and out, back and forth.
I like the way he's using the ring. It's a little bit slow, the guy.
John Smith, very confident. We talked to him earlier today. Has a lot of faith in his fighter, Mchunu.
No, Durodola. His punches are affecting him, and I think unless Durodola makes some adjustments, the feet sliding in and out.
As we heard, Mchunu, this is nothing new for him. A better round for Durodola. 3 in this scheduled 10-rounder is nearing an end for the NABF Cruiserweight Title. And he had that 10-8 round, of course, in the second. Flips out the jab. Does him.
You see, normally against the southpaw, when you're a southpaw fighting an orthodox guy,
unbelievable. Moves in, he lowers that shoulder.
And we see his weight on his back. Do something to confuse Thabiso.
Durodola with a good right. Durodola looking better. Mchunu still making it his fight.
Before we see a good example of lead uppercut, the left hand miss, then you see a nice third punch right hook land by Mchunu. That's why you're told as a young boxer to always put
techniques. I want him to go back to boxing. You can see right now that he's boxing.
These punches are hurting him, Ken. You see him miss again. He hit him with a nice right hook. Every time he comes in, I'm telling you, and you're not sure if it's going to come from the left hand or if it's going to come from the right hook. A lot of when Durodola will shoot that right hand and he misses it, Mchunu, there he goes again. Maybe start looking at the pit of his stomach. Jab that lead shoulder. Anything to. Nice counter right hook.
NABF Cruiserweight Title fights. That round going to Mchunu, who is now building up.
Mchunu's not giving him a lot to take advantage of, so it's.
To go back to the jab, Durodola seemingly disagreeing with him.
And for anyone that thought that maybe that was just a flash showing from Mchunu against
Some very good, offensive gifts and the reflexes and time.
that Chambers victory.
5 rounds to 0. He's controlling the fight. His nature tells him to stay on the outside and box. Continue to do.
Mchunu has done it as we go to the 7th.
You know what, Kenny? I'm going to tell you this. It's not that he's tired. He's frustrated. It's a tricky puzzle to try and solve.
You see Larry also scoring that round for Mchunu. It's been that way all the way around. He had that. Mchunu has had a counter every time. Almost there.
We'll see how Thabiso responds after a good punch. To stay out of range of the left hand of Mchunu. He can do that by working
Close to hurting Mchunu.
And what you do in a situation like this, jab the shoulder, jab the lead arm of Mchunu. Do anything.
Everybody that he's fighting. You would think that Durodola would
around, and we'll see what happens in these last 2.
It's a solid round for Durodola. NABF Cruiserweight title on the line. That man, Thabiso Mchunu. Durodola throwing more punches in that last round. 30.
Yeah, maybe didn't land as much, but he still made the appearance that he was trying to work. He was getting in close on the inactivity of Mchunu.
Olanrewaju Durodola.
He doesn't have a lot of professional experience, but he had that out. He's a very good heavyweight, former cruiserweight, heavyweight now. So he's got that type of experience under his belt.
Mchunu again. A little wink and nod looking the other way. They forged his birth certificate. He was 11 years old. At 11, he was winning 12-year-old tournaments.
Landed a couple good shots, and it's now Durodola coming. And this is the area in the later rounds of the fight. Take advantage of that. Touches on shoulder, touches head with the jab, and look to set up other shots. Mchunu's game plan wasn't necessarily to jab. He's looking to counter the jab. And it's been an ineffective game plan so far.
Durodola's not.
But he did better in the last round. He's doing better in this round. He's finding Mchunu better. Mchunu probably landed the harder shots, but Durodola's done better in the last couple rounds.
NABF Cruiserweight title. Round 8 comes to an end.
This guy ain't nothing.
He is behind on points, we feel, against Thabiso Mchunu. We could hear his corner tell him double up some on those jabs. Mchunu in the white.
Yeah, he has, and I might start there.
Larry scoring that last round. Last 2 rounds was tweeting. You can at hashtag Fight Night as well. There you see our unofficial scoring. Durodola winning the last 2 rounds, the only rounds unofficial. We saw it against Chambers. We're seeing it again tonight.
Back to the center of the ring.
Let's check in with Chris.
No, he got him off his game a little bit. He's starting to wake up now, but we're running out of time.
Solid left hands at the beginning of this round too, Kenny.
In his best night.
Right.
But now Durodola has been good the last 2 rounds.
Another big left hand.
But he can't make inroads.
Another good right hook by Mchunu.
1 round to go in this NABF Cruiserweight title fight. Thabiso Mchunu, 13-1-0, 9 knockouts.
You never miss.
And final round.
Final round. Durodola, the green.
Whenever he's came forward too hard, he's been put in trouble.
At 8 round back in the 2nd.
It's going to make Durodola's got to get in there. He's got to be careful not to get hit with that lead left hand coming in and dig the body, be rough with Mchunu.
Mchunu slips, no knockdown. It has to be foreboding for a fighter to try to walk in there and see that.
Big left hand by Mchunu again on himself.
Remember coming up after this?
Trying to get through this final 10th round. Good shot by Mchunu, left hand, right hook.
Mchunu will swing away. Durodola reaching out.
And by Mchunu, he's been hit clean by a lot of them. Don't hit him. I'm surprised the referee didn't take more precaution. It was clear that Durodola hit him behind the head.
30 seconds to go. NABF Cruiserweight Thabiso Mchunu in the white with the red has been in.
Could go back there and say, hey, there's definitely some things we could have done better. But he's got a big, physical, tough, strong guy in front of him. Impressive and continue to move up in the WC ratings.
The taller fighter, the reach advantage of over 5 inches. But he wasn't able to do that against Mchunu tonight. Mchunu with great counter strikes throughout. And we would guess that he's going to get it. And Mchunu and Durodola here, and this is the knockdown round.
And you can't see the feet right there, but Mchunu is actually on the lead left foot of Durodola there. There we got a good shot of it.
See, as much of a push with that left is a good clean shot, but it is One that caught him on the side and right there around the ear, it looked like, BJ.
It's kind of like in the
That'll
neck,
put you down.
the neck chest area,
Yeah.
but whenever you're
All for your winner by unanimous decision and new Cruiserweight champion, Thabiso Mchunu.
Thabiso Mchunu.
I feel my performance wasn't that good as I expected. I think maybe I took him lightly and he knew everything about me, so that's why it was much harder for me to land punches on him.